Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location in the state of New Mexico in the USA. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess and AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has explained the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. In doing the puja, we are honoring these light beings and inviting their positive blessings to flow into us and also into our world. To do the puja, I'm using the South Indian style layout of the chart. I've drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table here. Also, to do the puja, I have a container of water, a lit tea light, an incense stick, a bell, a raisin, and a bowl of fresh flower petals. I start with putting some drops of water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to symbolically purify the space that we're going to use for doing the puja. Next, I put a few drops of water on top of my own head to symbolically purify me. And I'm sending a few drops of water out into space towards all of you, so that whether you're watching this live or later on a replay, everyone is symbolically purified going into the puja. Next, we do a short chant to Ganesha to remove obstacles. And Ganesha is an archetype who can remove obstacles, and also he's a patron of astrology. We invoke him. Om Shring Gang. Om Shring Gang. Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja. And I ask him to remove obstacles in the lives of the participants in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of your lives. I ask Ganesha to remove obstacles for all of you, now and always. Next, we do a short Tamil chant, asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atihar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank St. Gnanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we start the puja by honoring the time elements that are active in my local area. Today is Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars as the planet ruling the day. I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor the star that the moon is in. The moment the moon is in a star called Mula, a star symbolized as tied up roots. This is a star that has energy for getting things on a good foundation. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. In my local area right now, it's the 6th waning moon, called Shasti in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Om Shasti Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that's ruling the hour. In my local area, it's the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we're going to acknowledge the yoga and the karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these, we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called pariga, which has energies of obstruction. Pariga, pariga, pariga. And the karana that's active right now is one called Venetia, which has energies that are mercantile. Venetia, Venetia, Venetia. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. We start with the sign that is the ascendant sign, represented here with the letters AC. Right now, the ascendant, or the sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my local area, is Mesha, or Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Dr. Pillai said we would start with honoring the planet that rules the ascendant sign as a gesture to his importance at the moment. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Today in Aries is Rahu, Mercury, and Uranus. I start with honoring Rahu, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Rahu is in a star called Ashwini, a star symbolized as a horse's head. This is a star that can give blessings for speed and also for healing. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Mercury and Uranus are in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. Just a moment, I still need to finish with Rahu. We honor the Ashwini Kumaras who are ruling the star of Ashwini. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we're going to honor Mercury and Uranus before we invoke the star, as they're both in the same star. I start with Mercury. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Mercury and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star that has a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or power, or energy. I put the flower petals across Mercury and Uranus. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Om Bharanihe Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. We ask him to help us to be just and merciful to others, and for there to be justice in our world. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with very active energy, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to think outside the box, and also a planet that can help us make friends with new technologies. And Mercury, planet of communication, and also planet of business, and planet that can help improve our sense of humor. And Uranus, a planet that Dr. Pillai says can give success in life, higher intelligence, and also help us with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Going in a clockwise direction around the chart from the ascendant, the next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishabha, or Taurus, which today contains Venus. We honor Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Kritika, a star of truth. We ask this star to help us to speak the truth, see the truth, live the truth, and to embody the truth in all areas of our life. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Kritika star is ruled by Agni, the deity who rules the fire element. Om Agnihe Namaha. Om Agnihe Namaha. Om Agnihe Namaha. Kritika star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. He's very comfortable to be sitting in a sign he rules. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, an earth sign with very grounded energy and a great love of luxury and comforts, today containing Venus, planet of love and joy and happiness and enjoyment of material plane comforts and the arts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. There's a saying in Buddhism, there is always a tear in the eye of the Buddha that no one can see. This is the teardrop of compassion, compassion for the suffering of others. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Ardrahe Namaha. Om Ardrahe Namaha. Om Ardrahe Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rudra, a fierce form of Shiva who comes to destroy negativities. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rudra. Ardra star is ruled by Rahu as the planetary ruler. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mithuna or Gemini, a zodiac sign with a great range of energies, today containing Mars, a planet that is both a healer and a protector. We ask Mars to bless all those who work in the fields of health and healing in any way, and to bless all those who work in the fields and service of protection, keeping us safe in any way. We ask the blessings of Mars, and we reflect on all of this. We pause for a moment. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, archetype who rules the air and the wind element, and also is the father of Hanuman. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Next, we honor the planet that rules Swati, which is Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that has energies of fairness, balance, harmony, today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Dhanus or Sagittarius, which today contains the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Mula, a star symbolized as tied up roots. This is a star that's said to be aligned with our own galactic center, meaning if you drew a line from the Earth through that star and continuing onward, it would reach even into our own galactic center. This is a star that has great energy for helping us to get things on a good foundation in our life. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Om Mulaye Namaha. Mula's star is ruled by Niriti, a smoky goddess of transformational change. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Niriti Namaha. Om Niriti Namaha. Om Niriti Namaha. Mula's star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Sagittarius, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Dhanus or Sagittarius, the zodiac sign that is the most idealistic and noble-minded of all the zodiac signs, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and a planet important for our ability to be receptive to light. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Ashadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Ashadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Ashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique divine universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Now, we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara, or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can help activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today, containing Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kumbha, or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satyabisha, a star symbolized as an empty circle, and a star with tremendous healing energies. One of its nicknames is 100 Physicians. It's also a star that can give interest in esoteric subjects. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satyabishaye Namaha. Om Satyabishaye Namaha. Om Satyabishaye Namaha. Satyabisha's star is ruled by Varuna, archetype who rules the rains and the oceans. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Satyabisha's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. He's happy to be sitting in a sign that he rules. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha, or Aquarius, a zodiac sign that is the most humanitarian and service-oriented, today containing Saturn, a planet of patience and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena, or Pisces, which today contains Neptune, the Sun, and also Jupiter. We start with honoring Neptune, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purvabhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings for enlightenment, charity, and purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purvabhadrapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and forgiveness. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purvabhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now, the Sun and Jupiter are both in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke the star. I start with the Sun and put the flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Next, we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. The Sun and Jupiter are both in a star called Revati, a star that can give blessings for wealth and also for travel. I put the flower petals across the Sun and Jupiter. Om Revati Namaha. Om Revati Namaha. Om Revati Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Pushan, an archetype who can give blessings to animals, to those who take care of animals, and also blessings to travelers. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Revati's star is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. He also is happy to be sitting in a sign he rules today. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena, or Pisces, a zodiac sign that is the most metaphysical and transcendental of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that can help with our intuition and also help us with understanding our own inner life. And the Sun, which is our soul, and Jupiter, planet that helps with everything related to spiritual teachings. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it in the air above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals on it. And in the air, I circle the tea light around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now, I take a lit incense stick to offer the air element and also a sweet fragrance. And I circle this above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Now, I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I take a little raisin, a small fruit representing the earth element, and I circle that above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Later in the day, I will eat that raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Now I make prayer hands And I make sincere prayer to all of the divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us, and also into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. I ask for blessings that everyone on this planet may have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a vow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do a short Q&A period. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all very much for being here. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. Right now, we have a little bit of time for a question and answer period. If you have questions, you're welcome to post them in the chat, and I will do my best to try to answer them. Again, we have a very special astrological event later this week on Friday, April the 14th in North America. The sun is going to enter Aries, which is the first sign of the natural zodiac. He'll be starting a fresh cycle, a fresh annual cycle through all 12 signs of the zodiac. And when he goes into Aries, in several parts of India, this is celebrated as Vedic New Year. It's the start of an astrological new year. And during the days preceding this, people are cleaning their house, cleaning their office space. Maybe they're going to donate old things to the charity shop or throw out things that are broken, etc. So there's a whole element of preparation going into the celebration of this Vedic New Year. And then Dr. Pillai has requested on the day of the Vedic New Year that we all make an effort to feed a hungry person. And if we don't have hungry people in our area and you don't have a friend that you can take out to lunch, he has suggested maybe even just taking some grain or some grain powder or some sugar, something like that, and just putting that out on the ground somewhere where maybe the ants or the worms, something like that, could eat it. And he says that will have a beneficial effect for the world if we do something like that on this upcoming Vedic New Year. This is a special one for him. So that's some blah blah that I can give you for today, as I'm not seeing any questions in the chat. And that's okay. We don't have to have questions every day. I just try to give you an opportunity for them if you want. Otherwise, I want to be very respectful to your time and go ahead and just say that we truly appreciate it when you press the like button, when you subscribe to the channel, and when you help us to help the channel to grow by doing those things. So I'm saying namaste. The light in me truly honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all. May you have a beautiful day or a beautiful evening, and I will see you all again here tomorrow. Namaste. Oh, I see one question. Katie is saying, Dr. Pillai gave us a mantra, Tyranny Licantum, Makaral Shivaya Nama. Is it related to Capricorn? No, the Makaral part of that mantra, this is a mantra to help dissolve negative karma. Tyranny Licantum, Makaral Shivaya Nama. This is related to a special temple in India where Shiva appeared as a golden lizard. And the lingam in that temple, instead of being like a rounded lingam, it actually comes up in a skinny point like a lizard's tail. And in that karma, there's in that temple, there's a special karma dissolving energy. So it's not related to Makara. Makara, Capricorn, is symbolized as the head of a deer and the body of a crocodile. And these are two very unique images. And for many years, I tried to ponder, how would you ever put those two things together? And one time I was in South Africa by a river that was actually called the Crocodile River. And I was staying in a little resort where I had an outdoor patio. And in the morning, I could sit on the patio and watch the river. And there was a chain link fence, so no animal could come through the fence, onto my patio. But on the far side of the river was an open park for the animals. And so I would watch animals come down to the river each day to take a drink, different animals. And one day I watched a springbok, which is a kind of deer-like creature, a male one with the big horns, come down to the river. He checked things out, and then he let his family come down to the river and take a drink. They went back up into the bushes, and he stayed by the river, just very, very still. And then coming down the river, there'd been a storm, and there were many branches coming down the river. But there was one that I looked at it and I went, I don't think that's actually a branch. And sure enough, it came to the level of being perpendicular to where the springbok was on the shore. And in the middle of the river, it started to turn and go upriver a little bit. And that was a crocodile sitting in the middle of the river, waiting to, catch a bird or catch a fish that would go by. And I went, oh my God, this is it. This is Capricorn. This is Makara. That I'm watching a deer and a crocodile together. What do these two things have in common? And I pondered it, and I could see they both had the quality of being able to be perfectly still, to have great patience. They were being still for different reasons, but they had that depth of stillness. And so the sign of Capricorn, to me, there's an energy of being still, of being patient, that not to be hasty with making a decision, but to wait for clarity before making a decision. So that's Makara, Capricorn. The Makaral in the mantra that Babaji gave us is related to the temple that has that golden-tailed lizard form of Shiva. And so that's for karma removal purposes. So I hope that explains that to you, Katie. It's not, to my knowledge, it's not necessarily related to the sign of Capricorn. Good question. All right, I'll go ahead and let you go again for today. Namaste. See you tomorrow.